This is Rising Phoenix Podcast. I'm your host, Michael Rhodes. This podcast is for men struggling with an unwanted divorce. I interview experts on divorce, mental health, and I provide insights gained from my own divorce journey. You are not alone. Join me. Hello and welcome to the show. This is episode 201. This is a solo one, so let's jump into it. First up, Liberty Hill, Texas. You listened to episode 48, which was with attorney Jill Coyle. Next up, Beckley, West Virginia. You listened to 148, which was on narrative therapy with the wonderful, amazing, awesome Dr. MC McDonald. Next up on the list is some shit I cannot pronounce. Selfos and all kinds of other fucking letters. It looks Swedish again. You listened to episode 200, which was the last one, obviously. And Tirana, no idea where that's at. Also listened to episode 200. So before I kind of roll into the theme or topic or what the fuck ever for this one, I don't think I've really given an update on me necessarily. I talked a few weeks ago about how fucking tired I am. Um, for the most part, I've been doing much better. Now, I will say that work has sort of died down, so that is a bit helpful. I've been trying to be more mindful about how much water I drink. I think I hear or read that that can be helpful with exhaustion or feeling tired. I've tried not to drink coffee immediately in the morning. Like I said, I've been focusing on drinking water, and I've also been trying to eat a little bit of breakfast, just oatmeal, something what I would consider light and small. And that seems to be helping as well. And also, I've been pretty consistent about hitting the gym 3 days a week, not every week because work travel gets in the way. But all in all, I think I've been feeling much better. Today was not so much, not that I had a bad day, but I just felt more tired today than I have um, in a little while. So, but I'm okay. I'm good. Um, I do want to address one small-ish thing. I don't know if I should or if it's worth addressing it or um, sometimes I worry that I am too negative on these episodes. And I guess this kind of ties into the topic in a way. The Facebook group, as you know, is something I do bitch and complain about probably too much, but I posted in there last week about 200 episodes and was celebrating it and a lot of great positive comments and they're very much appreciated. But of course, there's always one dude, and I think it's well. I'm going to talk about this because not to call him out. I don't even remember his name. Maybe Jeremy, maybe something like that. He was not a fan for whatever reason. And initially, he said some not very nice things, and that's okay. Like it wouldn't. It's not the first time someone said mean shit, but it definitely as us humans are negatively biased, we focus on the negative. So it I wouldn't say it didn't ruin my day or anything like that. It initially pissed me off, and then I kind of sat with it. I talked to Albert, and then I sort of started feeling sorry for the guy because he just seemed fucking miserable. And normally, when people say mean shit or they're an asshole, I just delete it and move on and kick them out of the group. I didn't do that. And shout out to Albert and Brian. They kind of stuck up for me. I didn't call Albert to ask him to do that, and he's aware of that. I of course appreciate it. I actually haven't replied to Brian or to Albert's comments because I don't know what to say. It's It's always nice, of course, when someone, has your back, but it's also maybe it's not always the most comfortable feeling for me. But I want to bring this up because not because I want you to, you know, feel pity for me or anything of that nature. I put myself in this position, and if I'm going to do that, if people are going to do that, you can't complain about the shrapnel that you receive. And not for nothing, but these are men that are hurting, and lashing out is not uncommon, as we talk about on this podcast frequently, for men that are hurting. I was similar. I was angry at the world. So anyway, but I bring this up because my initial reaction was similar to this guy's. Was like, fuck this guy. Who the fuck? And then like I said, I sat with it a little bit. I thought about it, and this is the message. Emotions are going to come. Feelings are going to happen. You can't control them. You can't suppress them. Certain things are hardwired in us, and if I feel attacked, I get angry. But I'm able to step back, reassess, reevaluate, ask questions like what's really going on? How do I want to respond? What kind of person do I want to be? And I didn't say anything to this guy. I didn't even kick him out or delete his comments. They're still there. And he took himself out because two people told him he was wrong. And again, that indicates that he's not ready, or he certainly hasn't done any kind of work. And that's on him. And in a way, I felt sorry for the guy because he had been in that group for 4 years. And I can't fucking imagine within 4 years' time that if I wouldn't have made any kind of strides or growth or felt better about my life. And let's be clear, nothing has changed from, well, not many things have changed at face value from the time that my ex-wife left until now. I don't have a partner still. I'm still paying child support. I still only see my kids half the time. I mean, I have a little bit better job. Obviously, this podcast is a big part of my life, and a win, a success. So that's something you could definitely point to. But I haven't, in a lot of ways, I haven't gotten my old life back. So I could still be very pissed and angry and miserable, but fuck every bit of that. I don't have any interest in that for a lot of reasons. First of all, she doesn't deserve to have the power over me to make my life miserable. Fuck that. She doesn't deserve it. I'm going to have a good life, period. And so that's part of what this journey is about, is taking shit, literally shit sometimes. Well, not literally, but difficulties, and deciding you're not going to let them be difficult. And I'm keenly aware that this is easier said than done, but it's not fucking impossible. It is not. To be miserable and angry still after 4 years, you're just a puppet on someone's strings and someone who does not give one single fuck about you. So anyway, I say that to say that it's it's not about never having negative things in your life. That's just not fucking possible. And I know it's hard. I could talk about something, but I'm not going to right now. Um, Life will kick you in the fucking balls. It just will. And it's up to us to figure out how to navigate that. So speaking of kicking you in the balls, um, someone else, and I'll shout out him a bit here. David is in our Discord, is in the face as and is in the Facebook group, and he posted a question, which essentially was, "How do you deal with the good memories?" I feel like I had a good marriage, and I'm trying to move on, but the good memories pop up. Um, so I had to do a little bit of digging and thinking about this, and I know how I had handled it initially. Was I was so angry that they didn't pop up. I felt like I seen red in everything, and there were no good. I wouldn't allow good memories, and also I was fucking drinking and partying and fucking and numbing. And so I was trying to think, like, how did I deal with them. And there's no way that they didn't come up. And this is something else I want to stress is you can't control memories, you can't control feelings, you can't control emotions. These things are coming, and you got to figure out how to manage them. What am I going to do when they're here? So if I'm being honest, it's been 6 years. Uh, I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure that what I did is not much different than what I do now, which is cry and bawl my eyes out because I was in pain because those good memories brought up pain. And I want to get a little bit more specific in uh why this happens and all that kind of stuff. And I'm no expert, but just from talking to experts, I understand this a little bit better. So um first let's talk about like why is it painful? That seems like a silly ass fucking question, but like it's painful because it's reminding you of what you lost, right? It's almost like fucking poking you in your wound. Well, I think it might be exactly what it is. And so it's of course that's going to hurt. It's reminding you, and for whatever reason, which I think goes back to this, not leaving our tribe kind of thing. It it brings up these memories, and again, but I was angry, so I don't remember a lot of them, but it we try to hold on to we don't know what to do with it. That's part of it. I'm going to get to that, but it reinforces that we have lost something so very important, and that's true. We that yes, yes, we lost something important. We lost something we didn't want to lose, and that's going to hurt. And our brains are still trying to figure out like where to put this, how to define what is this, right? And if I talked about the MC McDonald episode. If you listen, I don't know if it was that one or the first one. I got to get her back on. But she talks about her brain essentially being a filing cabinet. So your brain doesn't know where to put this thing. And that's part of the rumination is trying to figure it out and come to terms with it and put new meaning on it. And that does take time. People say give it time. That's one of the things that time itself doesn't solve it, but it doesn't allow you to figure out where to file it, right? Where to put that memory now. It's tough. It's not easy. I think when you get to acceptance and when these things come up and you can feel them and just sit with them and realize that that's the past, that's I think that's where you want to get to. That's the goal in some ways, because you can't stop a memory, you can't stop an emotion, you can't stop a feeling. Events in life happened over years and years, with a person, and so you have memories. They're coming for you can't suppress that shit. You can try, and it will backfire. Absolutely, it will backfire. So don't do that. As best you can, I think when you're in the very beginning, sit with it as much as you can, tolerate as much pain as you can, and then try and focus on other things. You can try and distract yourself with other things, not drinking, not fucking, not partying, not that kind of stuff. Although it's not the end of the world if you do some of that sometimes. Just don't make that your strategy. Like there's better ways, but and don't shame yourself for that. That you're of course you're going to feel something hurt, pain, longing. This is a person that you loved. You stood up in front of folks and said, this is my person." You and God in a church, whatever you did, you proclaim to the world that this is your person. So when that person rejects you, of course that's going to fucking hurt. So make sure you don't shame yourself for having these feelings. They're natural and they're normal. And it does not mean you're not healing. We take this view that if we are making progress, and I know I can tell you I completely understand, and I've been there. We make progress, we're feeling good, we're having good days. We stack a couple days, maybe even weeks, and then bam, a date will come of a memory, an anniversary, a reminder, an event, a time of year, a place you drive by, and then bam, it feels like you're back to the beginning. Well, that's just your brain trying to pull out another chunk for you to figure out where to file it. So it's normal. Don't shame yourself. Fuck's sakes. Don't shame yourself. Don't shame yourself for feeling anything. Um, so, um, what can you do when those moments happen? Just let them come. Just embrace them and feel them. Don't judge them. Don't judge yourself. It's just a memory. It's just a feeling. They're real. Those things happen. You're not making shit up. So just sit with it and feel it. Again, you got to watch your tolerance because especially in the beginning, um, every fucking thing hurts, and like you can get swept up pretty quickly. And if you need some distractions, part of that is also to reach out. That's want to continue to point out the value in our Discord server. You go in there and at a meeting or in a message, in a channel, just put where you're at, talk about it, get it out. That's healthy because then you can get other people to go, yeah, I've been there and that happened to me. And I just last week I went to this place and it reminded me. So that's all part of the healing process. That helps the healing. That's more beneficial than trying to fucking suppress something. But also you can sort of shift how you think about this. Like this shows that how much I cared. And this one that can be a little tricky because it can keep you in this longing state, right? Or this victim state. Like look how much I care, look how much of a great guy I am, and yet she still left me. So that one can be a little tricky, but it's true. You have the capacity to love. That's pretty fucking awesome. And with a lot of healing and work and all that kind of good shit, you can do it again and hopefully in a better way with a better, more aligned partner. Um, and one of the things about narrative therapy that talked about sort of shaping the story, sort of almost detaching from it instead of living it in a way you distance yourself from it. I don't know if this is making any sense, but like when you're able to view it as a story, as a part of the past, or not your present, but you can again you have to file this somewhere, and you get into narrative therapy, you can figure out how to file it somewhere that isn't the present, because we can ruminate on these things and it makes it feel your brain doesn't know the fucking difference. It thinks it's happening now again and again, right? You're hurting yourself over and over thinking about some of these memories. And so talking about doing the work, narrative therapy, I believe is a vital part of that. And you write this out and you learn how to file it, which I know sounds weird and maybe abstract, but you put it in a different part of your brain. It's not what you're missing, it's a part of your past. Again, easier said than done. So and you can get pretty in depth in this. You can journal about it. Like what does this memory say about who I'm becoming, or who I want to become? Is this memory reminding me of my failure? Am I using this memory as a way to beat myself up? Really get granular. Like, what am I feeling about this memory? What is it that really hurts? Because it's not just that it's gone. That's not that. That's not the case. There's something else. I mean, obviously that can be a painful thing, but there's something else attached to it. Is it reminding you, or is it making you think that if I just would have done it differently, if I would have treated her better, or if I would have never been with her, or if I wouldn't have done this, or what, if it becomes a way to reinforce the narrative that there's something wrong with you, then that's a clue for you, a nugget for you to dive into. It becomes more about how you see yourself than what you're missing with a good memory. And again, just share and make sure you're sharing these things. There's no I don't think there's many better, I shouldn't say there's no better. I don't think there's many better things in the healing process than sharing how you're feeling. It, I want to talk about, before I kind of move on and wrap this up, sometimes, and I think I might have touched on this, maybe I didn't. Sometimes in the Facebook group, especially, when people post, my response is, I get frustrated. I hope that doesn't come through, but I get really frustrated when people, and I don't know why. This is probably this is an area where I can do some self-reflection. But I go, well, have you listened to the podcast? And it's like, well, no. Like, what? Why? What? I, I don't do this. I mean, it's good for me. Don't get me wrong. I enjoy it, but I do it so if you are struggling, there are things within these 200 and now one episodes that will help you for sure. And I got to get better at building the website out so you can search in different ways. Or well, you can't search at all right now, but I know certain episodes apply to certain things, and I need to get that done. And when I say I need to get it done, I don't need to get it done, as Albert says, but I sure would like to, so that if you were struggling with a specific thing, that you can find it. That said, usually the titles will have. I used to do this thing where I put brackets and then sort of put some of the themes in there, but I don't. I don't have the energy for that bullshit. No, it's not bullshit. I don't have energy for that. It's actually probably pretty helpful. I did it for a little bit and I just stopped for various reasons, or maybe only one reason, which is I've been pretty tired. But it would be good if I got that taken care of. That said, I do think you can just by, because I don't typically name episodes to like catch an algorithm or SEO, search engine optimization, or to make you click on it because of the title. If it's about anxiety, that's what I put in the fucking title. Like I don't need to get fucking fancy. So I think the majority of things, if you look at the title, you're probably going to find what you're looking for. I will someday get the search features done on the website and maybe rename some episodes, but probably not. Uh, so besides journaling and diving deep, sharing um, sort of where you're at and what you're feeling to get feedback and support, you can also really learn to do stuff like breath work, drop into your body and soothe yourself that way so that you can get back into logical thinking brain, that you can go from my life is ending to okay, I'm doing okay right now. I can soothe myself. I can feel better about the situation. Not saying you get cured or suddenly it doesn't matter or any of that kind of nonsense. That's not true. But you can start to feel a little bit better and soothe yourself to reinforce that it's going to be okay. The goal really isn't to kill good memories. That is a futile goal that will end up doing more harm than good. But like most things in this journey, it's a progressive thing. So initially, it will be to feel as much as you can, soothe yourself in those ways that I talked about: journaling, sharing, doing breath work, those kinds of things. And then as you grow and you get stronger, you can tolerate more. Do I still have moments where I miss my old life? Absolutely. Does it derail my whole entire day or life? No, it does not. And like I said, life is going to keep kicking you in the fucking balls. So this journey is not just an opportunity to get over your divorce or to get through your divorce. It's to allow you to take the time to learn some skills to manage life better than you've ever managed it in the past. That is possible. It takes a little work, maybe a lot of work, but it is possible. That's all I got for this one. Until next time, take care of yourselves and take care of each other. Thank you so much for watching and or listening. If you are feeling alone on this journey, please join our Discord server. Becoming a Phoenix is not a solitary act. It is one achieved through community. Our Discord server is just that, a community of men fighting to survive, thrive, and rise from their divorce. Go to risingphoenixpodcast.com/Discord for information on how to join and what is contained in our Discord server. Please join us.